Thank you, Tamiliman, for your presentation. And I call Dharmika to talk about the Lahore event.
Good evening to you all. I'm going to talk about the Cross the Lahore attack by Kumar Sangakkara. Kumar Sangakkara is a Sri Lankan cricketer and very popular in left-hand batsman and bowlsman. He was born on 27th October 1977 in Kandy. We all know sports make a balanced character. Sportsmen are strong not only physically but also mentally. It is very clearly depicted in Kumar Sangakkara's speech from Colin Cowdrey lecture, which was held on 2011 at Lord's Cricket Stadium in England. The Colin Cowdrey lecture delivered for the British cricketer Michael Colin Cowdrey. In this speech, Kumar Sangakkara shares his violence experience of with the people who had came with the came that speech. In the extra, the Lahore attack, Kumar Sangakkara reveals his experience in all of his life. When they toured in Pakistan for cricket match, they were attacked by the 12 gunmen. They are terrorists, but they only praying for the God to protect them from that attack. It is only the cricket team's coach. Kumar Sangakkara describes all the incidents in this speech. Kumar Sangakkara said, "I was fortunate that during my life, I never experienced in Sri Lanka question. Here the Dixon fortunate indicates the lack of Sangakkara because the Sangakkara was not attacked in that attack. And the first hand indicates the direct experience of the Kumar Sangakkara. There were many bomb explosions, bullet attacks in that period, but Kumar Sangakkara was never in the wrong place at the wrong time. In Colombo, apart from these occasional bombs, people's life was relatively normal because people went to work, children went to school, and Kumar Sangakkara played his cricket. These three things are indicates the normal life of Colombo people. But the other parts of the country, the people were physically injured. They only focusing to avoid the bullets, shells, mines, and grenades for survive them. So they are not mentally held strong. Um, when they heard the bullet sound, they did many survival for them. They that they dived under and lying next to other and aisles to the seats. These bullet sounds are like on a train tin roof. It is called a simile because the word light used to indicate something. The bullet sound is like the tin roof. It is called a simile. In that attack, Kumar Sangakkara was hit on his shoulder, and Taranga Paranavidana was hit on his chest, and Tilan Tusara also hit on his back of his thigh. They are only for focusing. They are only praying to the God for protect them from the attack. They were mentally and physically held very strong. Kumar Sangakkara said it is a first experience of this team, but they was not attacked by the terrorists because their team spirit is very strong, and Kumar Sangakkara show the passion with the cricket members and hardship. In the interviews after the attack, in interviews, Kumar Sangakkara's team said they were calm, collected, and rational. It is a reason for them. It is a reason for they are not attacked by the attack. Uh, at that time they realized one thing: Sri Lankan, how the Sri Lankan people faced this attack nearly 30 years. They gave a new respect for the Sri Lankan people. Uh, they and at the time they only want to go to the safe place, so the driver also able to drive the bus very fast, and they went to the safe place. That place is stadium. In the dressing room of the stadium, there were many emotions are mixed. Some of them are anger, relief, and joy. Within minutes, they joked about that attack, and they joked very normally. Taranga Paranavidana and Thilan Tusara went to hospital for get a treatment. They came to Colombo in 1 week. They were taken many interviews. In that interviews, they said they were calm, collected, and rational. Kumar Sangakkara came to Sri Lanka in some days. At that time, he was stopped in the checkpoint. In the checkpoint, soldier inquired the health conditions of Sangakkara. So Sangakkara also told it's okay, the health is okay. Then the soldier said, "If I die, it is my job. But Jua die, it is a very great loss for our country." So at that time, Sangakkara was shocked about the soldier's reply. It indicates the how the Sri Lankans respect the Sri Lankan cricket team. So this is the passion of cricket. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dharnika, for your wonderful presentation. Next, I call Sumita to talk about her topic.
Good evening to you all. Today I'm going to present about the poem The Eagle. The Eagle poem was written by the famous nature poet Alfred Tennyson. He was the poet laureate during much of Queen Victorian era regime between 19th century. The Eagle is a powerful poem that captures the majesty and strength of the majestic bird, inspiring reducers to reach their own. Alfred Tennyson was a poet in the Victorian era, which come after Romantic era. He elaborated nature, constructing it with human world. The eagle captures the majesty and strength. We can dare the eagle. Bravery, courage, freedom can also be said to be a symbol. So we can say that eagle is a powerful bird and it's enjoy its freedom. And in this poem, eagle is considered as a king of the bird kingdom. Because of its unique creature and the ability to controlling all the birds. Now I want to tell something about the bird eagle. The size of an eagle the size of an eagle is dependent on the species of eagles. Eagle can range in size from 40 centimeter to 1 meter in height. The wingspan of an eagle tends to be at least double the length of the eagle's body. Eagles have feathers on the ends of the wings, which the eagles move up and down and catch the prey and highest flying. The eagles are dominant predators and are known as bird prey. Eagles feed off smaller birds and bats the sky and smaller mammals in the ground, such as fish. The eagles is well known for incredible eyesight, and eyesight is so good for eagle. An eagle can apparently see a mouse when he is flying high. Eagle also have pointed beaks. The beaks of the eagles perfectly designed for ripping flustered from bone. The eagle have very specifically adapted large clawed feet, which are known as talons. The feet of an eagle have 4 strong toes. The large curvy claws enable the eagle to hook onto a prey. The eagle is used as a symbol in many national flags and emblems all around the world, as it lived to resemble starling power, majesty, and good fortune. The Eagle is the shortest poem in the English literature history. The eagle is a predatory bird which fundamentally symbolizes power, as it is one of the animal associates of Greek gods, Zeus. Furthermore, the eagle functions as a man connection to divine because of a foresight connection and of its ability to fly extreme heights. The bird further functions as a symbol of justice. Therefore, it is necessary to carefully annotate the poem to discover its figurative ideas, to find out whether the poet simply attempts to paint a picture of an eagle in the reader's mind, or to convey something metaphorically. In this poem, it's contained with 2 stanzas with 6 lines, that is called tercets. And in this poem, the rhyming pattern of this poem is A and B. The first stanza of this poem, he claps the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands, ringed with azure world he stands. This is the first stanza, which have 3 lines. According to the opening line of the first stanza, the poet depicts an eagle's creeping a steep, high face of rock with its crooked claws or talons. Here it is apparent that the eagle personifies certain human traits. The pronoun he, the personal pronoun he, is used to describe the bird instead of it. Even the word claps is also a human action for grasping something or tightly and firmly. Here the poet used personal pronoun he to personify the bird eagle. This is the first poetic technique in this poem. And why here he used he? Because on that era, the men are the most powerful persons on that time than the women. That's why from men's powers and courage, here the poet uses he to describe the bird eagle. The eagle is a poem pictured crooked hands. Crooked hands means it's roughness of his hands, and he tightly kept it's kept a rock or tree trunk. Here the next line, close to the sun in lonely lands. The eagle is the poem pictured close to the sun, highlighting his freedom that is not controlled by the limitation of the earth, or that is not controlled by his enemies, such as snakes or something, atmosphere and gravity. Moreover, the sun is not only the highest objects in the sky, but but also the source of the power and energy to all the living or non-living things on the earth. That's why here the poet used the second poetic technique, hyperbole. That means close to the diction close to the sun. It is not a thing we can believe that. This is here the poet uses an unbelievable thing to emphasizes the bird eagle. That's why that is called as hyperbole. That's why here the poet uses another poetic technique, hyperbole, and but eagle is a bird which has the ability to see the sun with his sharp eyesight, and it has the ability to fly in the highest sky, but it couldn't or it can't reach the sun. But here the poet indicates that it can close to the sun. That is called as hyperbole in literature. Ringed with azure world he stands. Here the diction azure world means which is surrounded by the blue color. That means sky or sea. The sky, moreover, the pair's lonely land signifies the eagle's lonely, noble solitude and detachment from the other due to its feelings of separate totally. And ring with azure world he stands, that here lonely attitude and its ruling sense also founded here, because he living in a highest place with is surrounded by azure world. That is remains on this line, which is contains with blue. That's why it can able to see the beneath world, fishers, and the actions of the beneath world. The next stanza of this poem, the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls, he watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls. The opening line of the second stanza, the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls, emphasizes that the eagle is standing far above the sea and he gets the view of drumpling and tumbling sea waves as a wrinkles. A contrast is drawn between the sea is the eagle regarding their actions and movements. While the eagle is standing on the high rock surface, the sea below him appears to crawling almost in subservience to the eagle. From the far distance, it can able to see the sea as the wrinkles of a dress or something. That's why we can know about that it is living in a highest place far from sea. He watches from his mountain walls. That the crab powerful monarch who is observing and surviving the surroundings for a sudden attack. Mountain walls are natural creation of a rock castle or a fortress for the eagle, and they provide him necessary protection to maintain his regal power and predatory extents. And mountain wall is not a easy thing to see us, but the king of the bird kingdom, the majestic bird eagle, is living on the mountain walls and he watches the beneath world actions. And we have a guess that we can say that it is also see his prey because of his powerful eyesight, because it's standing far from the world, but it can able to see the prey also. And the last line of the poem, and like a thunderbolt he falls. Thunderbolt is a beautiful, powerful action, and it is a very dangerous action also. Here, like a thunderbolt he falls, that is contains another literary device simile, because the word like is emphasizes the simile. And I just told you it is also see his prey. That's why if the eagles if the eagles spot the prey, it will fall like a thunderbolt and it will catch the prey. That's why I just told you eagles see its prey. That's why it is fall like a thunderbolt and catch the prey. That is if the eagle is fall like a thunderbolt, then absolutely it is want to catch the prey. That's why it's heaviest, fastest flying sense is founded on that last one. The theme of this poems is majesty of nature, freedom and solitude, authoritarian power. Majesty of nature, that means the eagle is also a unique creature of nature. That's why from that eagle, the poet wants to throw out the majesty of nature, because he glorifies the nature from the eagle, because the eagle's thunderbolt action and its surrounding, and from that he emphasizes the nature, the majesty of nature throughout this poem. Freedom and solitude, because his lonely attitude and royalties represents the freedom and solitude. Authoritarian power, that means it's a king sense, that means its ruler sense from the highest place, and it is the authoritarian of the birds. And here the poet uses the number of poetic techniques such as personification, imagery. Imagery is that evoke any of 5 senses to create a set of mental image. That means in this poem we can get visual imagery. That means the pictures of the eagle. That's why here the poet uses imagery in this poem, and metaphor, simile, symbols, and sound devices in this poem is alliteration, consonance, and assonance, metonymy, hyperbole, juxtaposition. And from this poem, the poet want to emphasizes the majesty of nature. And thank you for all to listening me in your valuable time.
Thank you, Sumita, for your marvelous presentation. Next, I invite Sahityan to talk about the eagle.
A great warm good evening to you all. Today I am going to analyze about the great historical poem, The Eagle by Alfred Lord Tennyson, who is one of the best poet laureate of Victorian era. Alfred Lord Tennyson was born on 6th of August 1989 in England. He was the fourth of 12 children. Alfred Lord Tennyson was the bright and talented boy among those children. Until Tennyson was 11, he attended the grammar school in the nearby town Lahore. After that, he studied under the supervision of his scholarly father. Tennyson demonstrated his literary talents quite early, and in his age of 14, he had written a drama in blank verse and a 6,000-line epic poem. He also interested in the study of science, particularly astronomy and geology. He also studies his higher education in Trinity College, Cambridge. If we took a look to the reason of this poem, we all know that in the movement from Romantic era to Victorian era, many of the people believe that nature is their guardian as well as the god. So, by this reason, Alfred Lord Tennyson was triggered to write this poem, and we can say that he write the poem to reflect the power of nature too. In that time period, Tennyson wrote many poems because the trigger of nature, such as the poems The Lady of Shalott, The Palace of Art, The Lotus Eaters, and A Dream of Fair. As we know that this is a poem that describes the eagle, because we all know that eagle is considered as a majestic bird because of its big looking imagery. Also, eagle is a royal bird because eagle is the king or the emperor of bird's kingdom. We all know that eagle is a predatory bird because of its food habit of eating meat. Eagle uses its swiftness, power, and many tactics to catch its prey. It shows its strength as a predatory bird. In current situation of Earth, eagle is also considered as many symbols, such as brave, courage, freedom, dominating, administrative, authoritative, powerful, and more. Nowadays, many of the countries in world uses eagle as a symbol or as a logo to their country national flag and their forces, such as many of the states in America uses eagle as their state flag symbol, and the Air Force of America uses eagle in their badge to reflect they are more powerful and they will attack anyone at any time in a great speed. In that way, if we take a look to the appearance of eagle, as I told you in the starting, eagle is a majestic bird because of its big wide wings, thick beak, strong legs, and flat heads. Here, the flat head of eagle used to fly in the air with the aerodynamic way. The thick beaks are used to catch its prey and fly over through the air. As we all know, this poem is also the reflection of nature. In that ancient timeline, nature was worshipped by the people of Victorian era. They worshipped the elements of nature such as water, wind, sun, fire, forest, etc. Because people believed that nature will protect them from the dangers for their life, and it will be the main guardian of them. In that way, if we go into the detailed analysis of this poem, in the first line of this poem, the poet uses the literary devices, personification, and anthropomorphism. The device personification used as the pronoun he to describe the eagle, because the poet uses this pronoun to give a masculine power to eagle. Now you all can ask a question. If this poem is about nature, and nature is usually known to as a mother, and mother is a feminine character. Here the poet gives a human imagery to eagle, but to give a powerful and majestic imagery to nature by the symbol eagle, the narrator uses eagle as well as he. After that, the phrases close to the sun and lonely lands indicates the untouchable solitary of eagle and the height of its habitat. And close to the sun reflects the godlike imagery. Here we can see the literary device hyperbole and the sound devices assonance and alliteration are used here. Now you can get a question, what are sound devices? Sound devices mean that give a great rhyming in the poem. As well as assonance is used in the phrase lonely lands. It gives the O sound to it. In the next slide, ring with azure world he stands. It describes the sky around the eagle, and the sky was blue. It creates a pure, vivid imagery and powerful imagery to the eagle. Here, the narrator gives a godlike imagery too. In the next line, the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. In this line, the poet says that the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. Wrinkled is a symbolic representation of weakness, and crawls also the symbolic representation of weakness. By this line, poet wants to create eagle is more powerful than sea, and sea is less powerful than eagle. Eagle has got a great powerful imagery in this line. He watches from his mountain walls. In this line, it reveals the ownership of eagle about mountains. The mountain is the place that eagle was perched on. Eagle is the king of this place. This gives a royal image to eagle and a king-like imagery too. Walls means a wall of fortress. In the flow of this analysis, we can say that Tennyson claims eagle as a human god king in this poem. So he gives a great and sympathetic imagery to eagle to convey the power vivid or the pure thing to the people or the reader. And like a thunderbolt, he falls. Here, the simile, like a thunderbolt, he falls, reflects the speed and swiftness of eagle. Here, fall is not a positive word. Fall is associated with thunderbolt. This idea of thunderbolt enhances the power of eagle. This action, like thunderbolt by eagle, is used effectively to catch its prey. If we go into the poetic techniques of this poem, there are many literary devices in this poem, such as anthropomorphism, hyperbole, personification, metaphors, simile, imagery, alliteration, rhyming scheme, which means rhyming scheme is A, B, 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 and next consonants, assonance, metonymy, metric, foot, and juxtaposition. Here, the new literary devices for you all, metric foot and juxtaposition are also called as sound devices too. We can say this poem has the main theme of nature. But there are many themes such as majesty of nature, freedom of solitude, and authoritarian power of eagle or nature, celebration of eagle, etc. In the end, I would like to say that the great ode type poem, The Eagle by Alfred Tennyson, is a great reflection of nature. Therefore, in his lifetime, he had made many poems that based on the theme, the nature. Thank you all for hearing me and have a great presentation. Bye.
Thank you, Saithin, for your marvelous presentation. Next, I call Abhana to talk about her topic.
Good evening to you all. Today in this wonderful evening, I would like to speak on the prose Lumber Room by Sahil. The story, The Lumber by Hector Hugh Monroe,